police called saying they found my daughter's backpack in a lake. My daughter is sitting right next to me. The detective's voice came through my phone with that particular flatness cops use when delivering terrible news. Mrs. Garrison, this is Detective Kohler with the County Sheriff's Department. We recovered a child's backpack from Crescent Lake this morning during a diving operation. The identification inside indicates it belongs to your daughter, Riley Garrison, age 8. We need you to come down to the station immediately. I was standing in my kitchen. She'd stayed home sick from school. The detective's words made no sense in the context of my daughter humming 6 feet away from me, completely alive. There must be a mistake, I said, watching Riley add whiskers with careful precision. My daughter is right here. She's homesick today. The silence on the other end stretched long enough that I pulled the phone away to check if the call had dropped. Detective Kohler's voice returned, careful and measured in a way that made my stomach clench. Ma'am, we also recovered a body, a child, approximately 8 years old, wearing Roosevelt Elementary uniform. The backpack contains an inhaler prescribed to Riley Garrison, student ID with her photo, and several custom patches that match the description of items reported as belonging to your daughter. We need you to come identify. I hung up without letting him finish. Riley looked up from her coloring, sensing something wrong in the sudden silence. Mom, you okay? You look weird. My hands were shaking badly. A body. They'd found a child's body in the lake, and that child was carrying Riley's backpack. The backpack she'd taken to school every day for 2 years. The purple one covered in patches from different states we'd visited, with her name embroidered on the front pocket and her emergency inhaler in the side pouch. Riley had asthma, needed that inhaler accessible at all times. I made her keep it in that specific pocket, checked it every morning before school. Where's your backpack? I asked, my voice coming out strangled. Riley's face scrunched in confusion. I gave it to Sophie, remember? Like 2 weeks ago? She didn't have one and hers broke and you said it was fine if I gave her my old one since you were getting me a new one anyway? Sophie. The name meant nothing to me, which was strange because I knew all Riley's classmates. I'd been room parent for 2 years, knew every child in her class by name and face. Who's Sophie? Riley set down her crayon, looking at me like I was being deliberately dense. My friend Sophie from school, the new girl. She sits next to me at lunch and we play together at recess. She didn't have any school stuff and her backpack was all torn up, so I gave her mine. You said yes, Mom. You were making dinner and I asked if it was okay and you said sure as long as I was careful with my inhaler. I had zero memory of this conversation, but that wasn't unusual. Riley asked me dozens of questions while I cooked, and I often said yes on autopilot while concentrating on not burning things. But giving away her backpack meant some other child had been carrying Riley's identification and medication, some other child who was now dead in a lake. The phone rang again. Detective Kohler's number. I answered with my heart hammering. Mrs. Garrison, I understand this is shocking, but we need you to come down here. If your daughter is with you, bring her. We need to establish identity and understand how her belongings ended up with the victim we recovered. His voice shifted slightly on that last part, and I heard something underneath the professional tone. Confusion, maybe, or suspicion. They'd found a child's body carrying my daughter's identification. Of course they were suspicious. Of course they needed to see Riley alive. We'll be there in 20 minutes, I said, already moving toward Riley's room to find her real clothes. She protested leaving her coloring, protested having to get dressed when she was sick, protested the general unfairness of being dragged out when she was supposed to be resting. I let her complaints wash over me while my brain tried to process what was happening. The sheriff's station was a low brick building. Detective Kohler met us in the lobby, a tall man with graying hair and tired eyes that widened noticeably when he saw Riley walking beside me, very much alive. He crouched down to her level with practiced ease. Hi there, Riley. I'm Detective Kohler. Your mom says you've been homesick today? Riley nodded, suddenly shy in the presence of an actual detective. I threw up this morning, but I feel better now except Mom made me come here instead of letting me finish my coloring. Kohler's eyes moved from Riley's face to mine, and I watched him recalibrate his entire understanding of the situation. Mrs. Garrison, can you come with me? Riley, there's a kids area right through that door with toys and books. Officer Ray will stay with you while your mom and I talk. The conference room he led me to had a one-way mirror. On the table sat a large plastic evidence bag, and what it contained shocked me. To see the full story, click the link below or go on my channel.